And I can tell it's real because there's a crack in his voice on this line where he says,
go subscribe, yeah, subscribe.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to Brews and Reviews. It is knowledge. Let's see what came out today. New Music Friday. We got Drake, Hard Pass. We got Logic, Soft Pass. Oh, Conway and Big Ghost LTD. It's only on Bandcamp? What? But we do have the new WESTSIDE Boogie. Nice. It's been a while since his very solid debut. Everything's for sale. 3.5 years, in fact. And that's an eternity these days. After a debut, and no doubt he's going to have to regain the interest of these finicky rap fans, especially when you factor in that he had to change his name a bit, adding the West Side in front of it to not be confused with the lesser MC, a Boogie with a hoodie. So to make up for all of that, More Black Superheroes is essentially going to have to be just as good, if not better, than his debut album to regain the fans that have lost interest over the past 3.5 years and get him some new ones along the way. Let's check it out. First track is KILLA Mode. Some of the same production team from his last effort are back, and that's apparent in the soundscape that's provided here right from the jump with these string and guitar-led beats that he sounds so good over. This track is a quick intro with a nice chorus featuring some backing of female vocal harmonizing. A good quick intro here, but why is he blocking a bitch for asking him what time he was born though? I get that he doesn't want to get too personal, although he does get personal on this album, but blocking her for that question seems a little excessive. Stuck. Again, the production seems to be a team, but in that team is longtime producer known as Keyel, who has produced the majority of Boogie's work. This is the first single, and his knack for making a catchy but still meaningful and passionate chorus shows through on this track. Though his verses hold the same passion as we hear in his choruses, they tend at times to be less impressive, as sometimes he doesn't try to impress with technical ability or creative rhyme schemes, and I sense that he knows his strength is in the choruses because he really downplays the verses. And this song is a perfect example of that because it really is just one verse surrounded by multiple choruses and refrains. That being said, it is an effective job here of conveying the message of loving the hood, but feeling stuck at the same time, and not financially stuck as most people out there are, but he's stuck in this mindset and expectations of other people, and really just his love for the hood is what's making him stuck there. Nonchalant, nice acoustic guitar here, no doubt a product of Keyel. This is Boogie's trademark sound with his trademark producer, and his R&B and singing vibes are on full display here. Mamii, the guest star here, has a crazy voice on this, and this is an interesting take on a love song, or not love in reality, but more of a friends with benefits type thing. But Boogie reveals the drawback of that. He says, "How many bodies do you got on the north side? Hope when I bring you round my homies, it's your first time. Probably not though." Yet he seems okay with that in the end. LOL SMH2. This guy likes doing sequels, and this is the sequel to an interlude off his previous album. Really chill vibe here in many ways. He reminds me of Coda the Friend. They debuted and got on my radar on the same year, and they both were coming with those really chill vibes, often with acoustic guitar driven beats like this here. And it's crazy how the music from artists representing Compton has evolved. From NWA and Easy and Dre to this type of vulnerable, personal music that's coming from Kendrick and tracks like this. And this is a little reminiscent of Kendrick's recent subject matter about mental health. Boogie says, I need power to be present. Teach me how to stop deflecting every time you show affection. See, my ego breaks in pieces every time I stand corrected. Hate, I gotta bump my head to fully understand the lesson. And I love how the beat drops out, bass line is accentuated, and his words seem even more powerful for verse 2. This is a highlight track, and in fact, I'm gonna drink to this. I am sipping on a unique Eagle banana bread beer. That is a 5%. Coming from California, just like this artist that we are listening to. And I've been saving this. This is from my niece, Jessica. She forwarded this to me, and I had to save it for a special occasion. Finally broke it open for Westside Boogie's first appearance in 3.5 years. Let's get back to it. Can't Even Lie featuring Soulja Boy. This is going to be interesting, and I can't even lie, I ain't been paying attention to this dude's career. I'm surprised he's still around, but I knew he was a fake rapper from the very beginning of his career with that whack shit that he was putting out there that everybody who didn't know shit about rap was listening to. But I can't say here that his verse is terrible, but I can say that juxtapositioning him right after Boogie pretty much ruins this song. Prideful 2, this is a sequel to a track that he did on a mixtape before his debut album, and this is about a very real breakup with his long-term girlfriend, and I can tell it's real because there's a crack in his voice on this line where he says, "Full of thoughts of you up in this empty home." Listen to how he says home. It seems very natural that he got choked up by his own line and thinking about his situation. And I know it's natural because it's very subtle. And I feel like if they did that on purpose, or if they were fabricating it to just show emotion on the track, they would have played it up a little bit more. And while there's a ton of emotion on the song, you don't hear that specific thing again. So I like his realness and vulnerability that's shining through on this track through that line alone. And there's definite sweet, sorrowful vibes on this. Can't Get Over You, immediate Redbone by Childish Gambino vibes. Great guest appearance by Smino here, who is another artist who does the smooth rhymes so well. Smino is the best guest appearance on this entire album, and he says, "I slang this thing like 80s dope. It made a bulk addiction and you itching for an antidote. I want you have a whole lot of my seeds like cantaloupe, the fruits of my labor from out that juice, and it's savoring you." Following that up is Tizo Touchdown. I'm not familiar with this guy's work. He's also featured here, but doesn't do a whole lot with his shot. It's still a good track overall though. Ratchet Boogie does the best interludes. They even pack in a beat switch in this barely 2-minute song. Something Strange. I'm not really feeling this. It's a little too poppy and a little bit on the modern rhythmic hip-hop vibe. Not to mention Boogie lets his guest star Kalen.FrFr, I guess that's how you say that. He lets him pretty much take over the entire track, relegating the artist whose name is on the album, Westside Boogie, only to the chorus, and I'm skipping this from now on. Windows Down. This is a highlight, yet in reverse of the rest of the album, because I think the verses on this are a little bit stronger than the chorus. You can immediately feel what they're saying, as everyone has had the euphoric experience of the windows down with the music up. And this line perfectly describes his experience of growing up in the hood. He says, "Won't you put a voice to it? Let me hear your subs loud. One in front the bullet. I get therapy from gun sounds. My generation numb now. We ride until the sundown. Driving to the sunset while running from the come down." Let me repeat the best line on this album. He says, "One in front the bullet, I get therapy from gun sounds." And we got a good guest spot from Snoop on this, and perfectly fitting for this song about smoking and enjoying life. He seems to fill the role that Eminem did on Boogie's last album as the biggest star on the album. No doubt why they brought him in. Also, this is the second time on this album that Boogie mentions not having rap friends or not liking rap dudes. It seems like something deeper is going on here. What did those rappers do to you, Boogie? How did they hurt you? Anthony War is the last track, named after his real name, presumably his father's name, I'm gathering from the context of this song. And really, this is his most personable take on the entire album. It's about his father who didn't raise him, but people tell him how much he acts and looks like him. Hateful biology, 'cause I barely know you, so how you give me your qualities. This does get a little anticlimactic though, as only the first verse handles that topic, and the beat switch and subsequent second verse only deals with some old talking shit, rap shit, which I like, but would have been more effective if he chose a more aggressive beat to sit underneath it, especially since we didn't hear that tone on the entire album. I think this is a missed opportunity at the end of this project to really show a different vibe from Westside Boogie. There's some good tracks here, and it's a good listen overall. Westside Boogie straddles that classic soulful artist line with being recognized solely as an MC. And this is something to set a chill mood if you play it in the background. But while his subject matter is passionate, emotional, and personal, it doesn't hit that lane as good as some artists do. Consider the passion and vulnerability even in Kendrick's most recent project, Mr. Morale. Or let's talk about a hardcore rapper getting very personal and vulnerable this year in Conway the Machine's God Don't Make Mistakes. And I didn't get that same kind of complete vulnerability from this album. That being said, it is a very real album, and it expresses who Westside Boogie is to the fullest, yet it still somehow seems incomplete. I feel like he could have done more, like he's holding back. And it's really not as good as his debut. And for that, I give it a 7 out of a 12 pack. Thank you for watching my review of Westside Boogie's More Black Superheroes. If you like this, go ahead and hit like now and hit me up in the comments. If you didn't like it, also let me know why in the comments. I drop hip-hop and hop related content consistently, so subscribe to my channel now. And until I see you next time, keep buzzing. Fucking man says subscribe.
But if he's on his channel saying that somebody's album is better than mine, unsubscribe to that motherfucker.
No, your album's the best, man.
There you go. Subscribe.
Yeah.
Subscribe.